at the exact same moment, my wing commander walked in, a guy named Brigadier General Dave Worley, and I was able to say, "Hey, this phone call's for you, boss." And we grabbed a couple wingmen, and we went and briefed up a very generic plan because the threat access was from every direction. We had multiple reports. The phones are blowing up. There's, both World Trade Center towers have been struck. There's reports of a bombing at the State Department. The Pentagon is hit not long after that. We have numerous FAA reports of up to what may have been 10 hijacked airplanes. So you can imagine the sort of chaos of all of this. And, I remember picking up the phone and calling over to the weapons storage area and telling the non-commissioned officer in charge over there, "Hey, I need you to break out the wartime reserve missiles and bring them over the flight line right now. The nation is under attack." And they didn't have a TV over there, so he thought I was out of my freaking mind, and got the message pretty quickly that I was serious about it. And they built up the missiles and ran them over to the flight line very quickly. And while we were briefing, some rules of engagement had come in over the fax machine. Those young folks probably don't even know what a fax machine is anymore, but it was a way to transmit documents. And, for me, and I think many, 9/11 is a series of Polaroid images that are forever etched in our memories, Rain. And one of them for me that I think about a lot is my wing boss standing at the ops desk, or just outside the ops desk in the hallway. I've got all my gear on. We're getting ready to run to the airplanes to crank and taxi into a very unknown situation. And General Worley reads the rules of engagement. And at the end of it, he says to me, "Razin, I don't know what you're going to see out there. And I think you're probably going to have to make some very difficult decisions. But I want you to know that no matter what, I know you're going to do the right thing. I trust you, and I have your back." You want to talk about, Rain, saying the right thing at the absolute right time. And for context, this guy's walked in, the White House is on the phone. There's no command and control structure at this point that would give Dave Worley the authority to launch airplanes off this ROE that's come into a fax machine into the DC restricted and prohibited areas to likely shoot down or ram an airliner filled with passengers. And he's got the wisdom, the maturity, the forethought, the kindness, caring, and love to say to me that. I think about his example a lot. And tragically, General Worley ended up being a 2-star. And after he retired from the service, he and his wife, they had an Army kid who'd passed away. They were very committed to going to Walter Reed and serving with the wounded warriors. And tragically, we lost General Worley and his wife when 2 metro trains collided with each other here in Washington, D.C., and they were killed instantly. And whenever I'm up at the Arlington National Cemetery, a place of incredibly hallowed ground for us, I'll try to get up there and see the Worleys. But we launched into a lot of unknown, and the two ship in front of us just had the gun, and I waited the extra 5 minutes to get 2 AIM-9s and was the mission commander up there for most of the morning and into the afternoon, and got to see and witness incredible examples of courage from our maintainers on the ramp to those first responders in Washington to young tanker crews that took it upon themselves to come up over DC that ultimately ended up deploying not long after it. It's funny, the same KC-10 crew that responded to my guard calls for a tanker over DC, and we ended up having a tanker right over the White House Several weeks later, I'm in a tick and I can't leave, and I call for a tanker, and that tanker leaves the safe space of the tracks in the southern end of Afghanistan and comes right up over the AOR that we're fighting in, just short of it. And I get on the boom. We're running out of gas. I'm getting ready to jettison my tanks. My wingman's even lower than me, and he can't get on the boom because he's so freaked out. And it's the same crew, same two slick wing captains up front and the same staff sergeant boomer in the back. And once again, the tanker force is saving some fighter pilot's ass. And so, just examples like that, man. My career is filled with stories like that, where I have gotten to serve with incredible people, from fighter pilots at the test center and in the operational squadrons that I've served in, to the SOF community and the assault forces that I've been blessed to serve with, to the interagency teammates. And it's just been, I'm so lucky. And that's why, as I approach my graduation from service, I don't, by the way, subscribe to the term retirement unless you're no kidding retiring. But at least for those of us in the military that are going to go do other things in the next chapter of our lives, I really like the word graduate from service more than the words retire from service. I'm filled with gratitude. So, thanks for asking about 9/11.
Yeah, definitely more applicable there. And it might be cliche to say, but I think it's the people, right? And that's what everyone always says. But there is nothing that compares. It's the maintainers making it happen, the tanker crews, the people you serve alongside with, that make it so special, in my opinion. And again, I always say golf clap to the maintenance guys and gals, because they make
more than a golf clap.
Around. Yeah, and then same with the tanker crews, because I've definitely had them show up over the stack. So then you're just yo-yoing back and forth and
exactly. Yeah, exactly. They've saved a lot of fighter pilots' lives over these last 24 or 5 years, and 100%. We don't say thanks enough to them and the maintenance crews. That's just I loved being a part of the maintenance group and having a chance to lead that cool organization. It was awesome to have all these great people. And so for those of you that are thinking about doing that, do that if you get the chance.
Well, sir, thank you again. Thank you for taking the time today. Thank you for your service. It's been an honor to be able to chat with you and hear a little bit about your story. I might have to twist your arm again. I think we still could dig into the weeds a little bit further on some of these pieces, and we're just kind of hitting the wave top. So thank you for taking the time today.
Hey, Rain, thanks for having me, and look forward to staying in contact.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Cheers.